Welcome back to the channel. We got a lot to talk about today in regards to Elden Ring DLC Shadow of the Earth Tree with brand new information that we have from an interview that was done by a Chinese newspaper. Now, we're going to be talking about the NG Plus, not just the plus, but the difficulty of it, how hard is it going to be, what do we need to do to be able to access the DLC, and on top of that, more information. So let's dive into this video. If you like this video, a like is appreciated because it does help me with the Google or the YouTube algorithm, whatever you could call it. Please hit the like. Now, first thing we got here, the question, as you're able to see here, it says, so was reasoning in telling the story of Shadow of the Earth Tree in the form of a major DLC? And this interview was done with Miyazaki Hidetaka, and you guys know who he is, the developer of Elden Ring. So they goes on to say that, well, we had the idea when we were developing the main game, but fitting the DLC into the main game already was going to be way too much. So that's pretty much the answer. Now, the second question goes, there are 2 or 3 DLCs in Dark Souls. Can we expect the same thing for Elden Ring? And I like the answer that he gave here. As you know, when you're starting to play Elden Ring, it's all about an open world, meaning you can go anywhere, wherever you choose to. And that was his answer in regards to the DLC. They rather make one huge DLC rather than 1, 2, or 3. And if he's saying 1, 2, and 3, up to 3, that means this DLC is going to be massive. And we'll get into it a little bit more of how long this might take you. And as you guys know, when playing Elden Ring, there's no such thing as how long it's going to take, it's how much you're going to enjoy it. Third question is, since the main game has been released over 2 years, a lot of players have developed their playing styles, upgraded their gear. How would the difficulty of the DLC and the enemies be balanced around this? And I also like the answer because it's going to provide you with a balance in which you're going to be able to adjust if you want to. Now, the difficulty is going to be such as like where you are playing half of the game. And this, I believe, is when you're starting to play in the top section of the map where the snow is. That is the difficulty that is going to be. Once you face Melina, that is going to be the type of enemies or bosses that you're going to be facing against. So that's something very cool to be able to engage at that level. Now, will there be a new game plus for the DLC? And he goes on to say, now, have in mind, this is a translation. Actually, I got to give a big shout out to Prince on Twitter, because this person went the extra mile to be able to translate this to a more accurate way. So will there be a new game plus for the DLC? He went on to say, the developer, it is similar to the main game. If the player goes into NG Plus and then enters DLC again, the DLC will have the difficulty of the NG Plus, which is cool. And now you guys know that whenever you're playing Elden Ring, you're never going to be able to find everything in your first run. So you're going to go into NG Plus a couple of times to be able to discover everything that Shadow of the Earth Tree is going to bring. How long will the DLC be? The developer goes on to say, well, when I said it was going to take about 30 hours on the original game, people told me, no, you're lying. Well, as we know, I've played over 600 hours. So let me know in the comment section below, how many hours have you guys played Elden Ring? So I think those 30 hours going to take you to complete the DLC. Maybe that's probably going to be around 100+ hours to be able to just pretty much complete everything. Now, for those that love the Elden Ring lore, will the DLC solve mysteries in the main game? Will it be bring more for discussion? The developer went on to say that the DLC will finally bring an understanding to the world of Elden Ring. So that is something that we all should be looking forward to. With the release of the DLC, will the story of the main game be updated or changed? And I like this answer. I'm telling you, the From Software developers think about everything when you are playing the game. They think about an experience that you're going to have. And the answer was no, it won't like our other games. Our thinking in the story of the game is filled by the player. Now, will we be able to see brand new factions in the DLC? He goes on to say, it depends on how would define faction. What you mean by faction? There will be new groups in the DLC, and of course, the DLC will give further explanation on the existing organizations in the main game. If you guys have watched the trailer, let me see if I can get it here and show you that there is one particular horse that you're able to see, and that it has a different emblem that we've never seen before. So definitely there's going to be a brand new faction in the game. How is it going to play? We don't know yet until we probably find out more a bit before the game gets released. Will there be any new NPCs or current NPCs in the DLC? That's probably the question that's being asked here based on the translation. So the answer to that question would be yes. We'll be able to see brand new NPCs that are only for the DLC. So you're not going to be able to see them in the base game, or they're going to show up in the story. They are only going to be able to be in the DLC section. Are we going to be able to see multiple endings such as in other games? The answer to this would be no. There's going to be only one ending. So if you choose A or B or Z, the same ending is going to be towards the end. Now, the next question is, will defeating Radon and also Lord of the Blood Mog be a requirement? Based on what I'm seeing here, it's a way for us to be able to get into the DLC. They're just saying that, yes, you're going to have to defeat these bosses to be able to get in. Now, it's still, the question is up in the air and it really doesn't confirm much, but we're just going to say that let's just defeat Radon and Lord of the Blood Mog to be able to be ready for the DLC. Now, and here is the question where it points to Elden Ring 2. So it's going to continue the story, not in a DLC type of form after Shadow of the Erdtree, but as a brand new game. And the question that is being asked is Shadow of the Erdtree the only DLC plan for Elden Ring? If not, could you tell us a bit more about any future plans? But if you are able to see the last two lines, it says, usually we don't easily kill off any potential plans of the future of an IP from software. So we are leaving a bit wiggle room, uncertainty, but far as the Shadow of the Erdtree is concerned, it will be the only DLC for Elden Ring. So that still opens up the point that, yes, Elden Ring's story and whatever we know at this moment, it will continue on a sequel such as Elden Ring 2. Now, a follow-up to the previous question about the DLC and the plans of it, they went on to ask, so what is the future? What is the possibility of the Elden Ring story to continue? The developer just answered, didn't say much on his answer. He's just left it up in the air, saying that there's too many moving parts for me to give you a concrete answer. So unfortunately, he said that I don't have much to talk about that, but knowing from software and the way they went on to from all the different games that they've created from Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, we're definitely can probably say we're going to be expecting an Elden Ring 2 in the future. So let me know in the comment section below, how excited are you guys about the upcoming DLC, the different difficulties, the NG plus difficulty, and also all the brand new things that are coming to the game. Love to know more of what you guys think. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video.